all sit down and get ready to hear a Bible story for today. I'm so excited to be back with you so you can hear more about Joseph's story. It's a masterpiece in the making, a true work of art. But we aren't done yet. Now, Joseph's story is found in the Bible, this book right here. The Bible is filled with God's true stories, including the story of Joseph. Now, Joseph had a beautiful coat that his dad gave him. He also had some brothers. Do you remember how many brothers Joseph had? Joseph had 11 brothers. Do you remember how Joseph's brothers felt when their father gave Joseph that beautiful, colorful coat? They were mad, like super mad. They were so mad that Joseph sold their brothers, threw them into a hole, and then sold them to strangers who took him to a faraway place called Egypt. In Egypt, he worked for a man named Potiphar, who really liked Joseph, but then threw Joseph into jail for something he didn't even do. Do you think God's plan for Joseph was over? No way. God's plan for Joseph wasn't over yet. So let's find out what happened next. While Joseph was in jail, Pharaoh, the king, had a weird dream. He didn't know what it meant, and the only guy who could tell the king what his dream meant was Joseph. How cool is that? Joseph helped the king and told him what his dream meant. He told the king that Egypt would have a lot of food for 7 years. Will you count the food with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then Joseph told the king that after the 7 years of having a lot of food, there'd be 7 years when no food would grow. No food? Oh no! After Joseph told Pharaoh what his dreams meant, the king asked Joseph what he should do. Joseph said that they should build barns so they could save food during the 7 years when there was a lot of food. That way, they would have food during the years when no food was growing. The king was so thankful that Joseph had helped him that he put Joseph in charge of all of Egypt. Joseph's new job was to make sure the extra food was saved so later all the people would have food to eat. That's amazing! Joseph trusted God's plan, and God used him to save a lot of people. It turns out that Joseph was a part of God's plan all along. God had a plan for Joseph, and God has a plan for each of you. So who has a plan for you, boys and girls? God has a plan for me. That's right. God has a plan for me, and God has a plan for each of you. We can always trust God's plan. But Joseph's story isn't over yet. It's looking a lot better, but I can't wait to see the finished masterpiece. You'll see that when Joseph trusts God's plan, God really did turn his life into a work of art, and he can do the same for you too. It's amazing how Joseph's story started sad, but has turned into a happy story now. Come back next week when we'll finish hearing about God's amazing plan for Joseph.
The plans of the Lord stand firm forever. Psalm 33:11. The plans of the Lord stand firm forever. Psalm 33:11.